is that. It's a magazine. It's a little. It's like this big, like this big. They have copies back there. If you're in a company, I promise you that your CEO and your top field leaders have been interviewed in this magazine. Josephine is an amazing writer. It is no ads. It's totally generic. There's no, even when they have company owners write articles, they don't say what company they are. And so I invited them down. There's a order sheet on your desk. So I'm gonna let these guys talk to you and tell. I'm gonna go get another magazine.
Let me start. Okay. So, how many of you out here are professional networkers or would like to become a professional networker? Okay, that's all of you. This magazine was designed specifically and strategically for professional networkers and those folks that become professional networkers. So, it's obviously for you. And it was put together by the editor-in-chief of our publication. He's going to tell you a little bit more about how we do that. I think one of our goals, very successful at it, is we keep distributors by accelerating the lead closing process. And just a bit about how we do it.
Well, first, how to start. When I first got into network marketing, I was very skeptical. You can maybe hear I'm from Europe, and we are pretty critical to promotional language. And so I told my friends who introduced me, I said, well, these companies are serious. Of course, the company is going to tell you that the product is fantastic and it's a great opportunity. But is there anything generic out there that's going to tell me that this is a valid profession and a great business model and that it actually works? And my upline told me, yes, there is something. It's called the Upline Journal. And the Upline Journal, is anyone old enough here to remember? Jeff says, yes. And so that is the very first thing that I did when I signed up with network marketing. I wanted to have the professional journal, the generic training that was available on an ongoing basis. In fact, that was called the Upline Journal, and the precursor for Networking Times. And when I went to my first training, and that was it was in Sacramento, and after the talk, I went to the vendor booth, and I went to look for the Upline booth, and that's where I met Chris. And after a brief but memorable conversation, we decided to get married. I decided to join him in his mission to provide world-class so-called tools, prospecting and trading tools for network marketing. That's how I ended up doing what I'm doing. And I love my job. I get to interview people who started from the very bottom, who knew nothing about the profession, and just through self-education and being coachable, became great leaders. We call them our master networkers. I get to interview them. I'll usually take about an hour, and then I get to present what I learned into a story that you can read in about 5 minutes. Do you think that's a good interview now, a story like that in 5 minutes? So that's it. Well, those are our master networking stories. Another thing I'd like to mention is that each issue of Networking Times is on a specific theme. This currently is on the power of words, how to develop a leadership vocabulary, and the previous one was about creating culture. And the lead story of each issue is always an interview with someone from the mainstream environment, someone with the name that we all know, who can teach us something specifically that applies specifically to network marketing. For example, in creating culture, we interview the ex-president of Southwest Airlines. Her name is Colleen Barrett. You think that we can learn something from Southwest Airlines about how to do customer service?
Yeah.
And the other person we interviewed for that issue was the CEO of Zappos, this big online shoe manufacturer. Glider customer service. So anyway, so we have a great, our senior editor, John David Mendes, is our lead story, and he has really a way and an art of pulling out of the conversation how things apply to network marketing. So those are a couple of things that we.
Second segue here. John David Mann was the editor-in-chief of Offline, the editor-in-chief of Networking Lifestyle, editor-in-chief initially of Networking Times. He's also the fellow that wrote this fabulous book here called The Business of the 21st Century that has Robert Kiyosaki in it. Sounds a lot. John is realize that no one cares about you in corporate America, and if you want to have a future with some financial security, you're best to have your own home-based business and get in touch with people that are because we can be able to help you get involved.
I bought that from you.
Yeah.
That book in like, 100 feet, that means by far one of the best books I've ever read in the industry for missionaries.
Any kind of law.
I mean, the best.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I'll tell John for you. And along with that, we have a CD which Casey's got. We'll get one for you because you're prospecting. You have lots of them. When you describe the networking time, it's 4777 for 6 issues. You have paperwork on your desk. Go out, come back, and see if you can your first issue. Thank you very much.